I'm Eric Sheridan Wyatt, and this is the 3 Minute Writer. This is episode 3 of a 3-part series on balance. And if you remember in the second episode, I had a whole list of things that can be out of balance for us. Some were diet and exercise and rest and laughter and joy and anger and all these different things that we have to kind of constantly keep in balance. And I was using kind of a teeter-totter analogy. Well, when we're talking about any two of those things, the teeter-totter makes some sense. But when we're talking about keeping them all in balance, which is really what we need to do, we need to keep our spiritual, our emotional, our physical, our creative life all in balance all at the same time, and you have all these different parts and pieces moving around. It's really more like one of those, it's less like a teeter-totter and more like one of those balance balls. Do you know the things I'm talking about? That you maybe see them at your gym. I think they're like a torture device for me personally because I don't have great physical balance sometimes. But it's like a rubber ball about the size of a basketball, but it has this little platform built into it around the outside, kind of like the rings of Saturn. But it's big enough that you're supposed to be able to stand on it. And when you stand on it, you're able to train your muscles, supposedly, if you're more athletic than me, to be able to balance on it. And I think that analogy is more apropos to us as creatives than the idea of a teeter-totter. It's that balancing ball. We're trying to balance all those different areas of life. It's like we're on top of that ball, and even if we're really good at being balanced, you know, if you're a better athlete than me and you have that natural tendency to be balanced, the way that you stay on top of that ball is to constantly be making tiny shifts and tiny corrections to your posture and your stance and the way your muscles are, which muscles are tense and which ones are slack and which ones are too tense and which ones are too slack. If you stand on top of that ball, you're actually making constant corrections, constant minute shifts of your body. And that's what it's like to maintain balance in our life in all these areas I've been talking about. We have to have attention and intention. We have to pay attention to what's actually going on and react to it. And we have to intentionally look at our ways of maintaining balance and be intentional about supplementing areas that we've let go and cutting back on areas that we're doing too much of. That's how we can kind of stay upright on that balance, that ball. And that's the key, attention and intention. That's all for today, and I want to thank you for watching this 3-part series. I hope it was helpful for you to get your mind racing and thinking about how you attend to the balance of these different areas of your life. And I would like to ask you a favor, and that is that if you would, to go to my website, which is www.wordsmatteresw.com. And if you look for the 3-Minute Writer tab, you will see a list of these episodes. And if you would, I would like you to tell me how you attend to some of these areas in your life. How do you maintain balance? What are some tips or tricks that you've come up with over the years to remain balanced? And if you'll share those in the comments section of this episode, maybe it'll help someone else out who is needing to find more balance in their life. Maybe it'll help me out. Maybe it'll help you out to remind you to find balance in your own life. That's all for now. I hope you'll stop by my website and do that. And until I have another episode and see you again, so I never know how to end these things, right? I'll just say happy writing.